Lockout, tagout, tryout. If you didn't verify it, you didn't isolate it. This week I want to talk about something every one of us has heard before. Lockout, tagout, tryout. And because we've heard it so many times, that's exactly why I want to talk about it. Okay? Because one of the most dangerous things that can happen in our industry is when something becomes so routine that we stop thinking about what we're actually going to do. We start treating lockout like a procedure. Put a lock on it, put a tag on it, go to work. But that's not what lockout is really about. Lockout is about controlling energy. And there's a big difference. Think about the equipment we work around every day. Electricity, hydraulic pressure, pneumatic pressure, compressed air, stored mechanical energy, springs, gravity, suspended loads, rotating equipment, water pressure, chemical pressure, heat, anything that can move, fall, rotate, release, energize, or suddenly transfer energy into a person. That's what we're trying to control. The switch isn't the hazard. The energy behind the switch is the hazard. And that's why simply shutting something off is never enough. I've seen this throughout my career in MSHA and in industry. Somebody shuts a machine down. They hit the stop button. Maybe they open a disconnect. Maybe somebody says, hey, it's dead. And everybody gets comfortable. But I want you to ask yourself something. How do you know? Not how do you think you know. Not what somebody told you. Not what normally happens. How did you actually verify that the energy cannot reach you? That's where the last part of lockout, tagout, tryout matters. Try out, lock it out, tag it out, and then prove that your isolation actually worked. Because a lock on a hanging disconnect does not automatically mean the equipment is safe. Maybe you isolated the wrong disconnect. Maybe there's another power source. Maybe there's stored hydraulic pressure. Maybe gravity is still holding something above you. Maybe a valve is leaking through. Maybe there's residual pressure in the line. Maybe the equipment has multiple energy sources. Or maybe somebody simply missed something. And that's why we verify. I want our crews thinking about this in a very simple sequence. First, identify the energy. Before anybody starts putting locks on anything, understand what can actually hurt you. Is it electrical, hydraulic, pneumatic, mechanical? Is it gravity, pressure, stored energy? Maybe more than one. Ask yourself this question. If this equipment moved or energized right now, where would that energy come from? That's what you're trying to control. Second, shut the equipment down properly. Bring the equipment to a controlled stop. Understand what you're shutting down. Communicate with the people affected. And use the proper operating controls to shut the equipment down before beginning the isolation. Then you isolate it. Third, isolate every energy source. This is where we cannot assume. If there are 3 sources of hazardous energy, controlling 2 of them isn't good enough. If the electrical system is isolated, but the hydraulic accumulator is still charged, you're not at zero energy. If the pump is locked out, but the line is still pressurized, you're not at zero energy. If electrical power is removed, but gravity can still drop something on you, you're not at zero energy. Zero energy means hazardous energy has been controlled, so it cannot hurt the person doing the work. And sometimes getting there requires more than opening one disconnect. Fourth, lock it and tag it. Your lock matters. Your tag matters. they tell everybody around that equipment, someone is exposed. Someone is working on this equipment. Do not operate it. Do not remove it. Do not defeat it. And the person exposed to that hazard needs to understand exactly how they are being protected. A lock is not a decoration. The lock represents a person. Fifth, control the stored energy. This is the part people sometimes forget. Shutting off the source doesn't necessarily remove the energy already inside the system. Pressure may need to be bled off. Components may need to be blocked. Elevated equipment may need to be lowered or mechanically secured. Capacitors may need time to discharge. Springs may still be compressed. Rotating components may still be moving. There can be energy sitting inside of just about any system, just waiting for somebody to put their hands or their body in the wrong place. So don't just ask, is it turned off? Ask a better question. Where is the energy now? That question changes the way you look at the job. And then we get to the part I really want everybody thinking about this week. Try it out. Before you put yourself in the line of fire, verify the isolation. Use the appropriate verification method for the equipment and for the type of energy involved. Where appropriate, attempt the normal operating controls. Verify that the equipment cannot operate. Verify pressure has been relieved. Verify movement has been prevented. And for electrical work that requires electrical testing, the appropriate qualified person needs to verify the absence of voltage using the proper test equipment and procedure. Whatever the energy source is, prove your control worked before your body becomes the test. And once that verification is complete, make sure operating controls are returned to the proper off or neutral position before work begins. That verification step matters because if something was missed, I want us finding out while everybody is still outside the danger zone, not after somebody's hands are inside the equipment, not after somebody crawls underneath it, not after somebody breaks a connection loose, and definitely not after somebody gets hurt. Supervisors, this part's for you. Don't walk up to a job, look at 5 locks hanging on a lockbox, and automatically assume you have a good lockout. 5 locks doesn't automatically mean 5 people are protected. Look beyond the locks. Ask your crew 3 questions. What energy are we controlling? Where is the stored energy? And how did we verify the isolation? Those 3 questions will tell you a whole lot more than simply counting the locks, because we're not trying to create good-looking paperwork. We're trying to build a beautiful lockout station. And we're not doing this just so we can say we followed the procedure. We are trying to prevent equipment from moving, energizing, falling, or releasing energy or rotating while somebody is inside that danger zone. That is the objective. And crews, this part is for you. If you're standing there thinking, I'm pretty sure it's dead, stop. Pretty sure isn't the standard. If something doesn't make sense, you stop. If you don't understand the isolation, you stop. If conditions change, you stop. If another energy source shows up, stop. If somebody changes the equipment configuration, stop and reassess the lockout. Nobody should ever feel pressure to put their body into equipment when they are not confident that the hazardous energy hasn't been controlled or has been controlled. And there's another trap I want you watching for. It's a sentence we've all heard. Maybe we've all said it. I'm sure I have. We've done this 100 times. That sentence should make you more careful, not less careful. Past success doesn't prove today's setup is safe. Equipment changes. Conditions change. People change. Valves fail. Systems get modified over time. Someone leaves something open. Someone misunderstands the plan. Someone assumes the other guy checked it. Yesterday's lockout working perfectly does not guarantee today's lockout is correct. Treat every isolation like it matters, because it absolutely does. So here's what I want you taking into the field this week. Before you start maintenance, repair, cleaning, clearing a jam, reaching into equipment, breaking into a pressurized system, or doing anything that exposes you to unexpected movement or hazardous energy, remember this. Identify it, isolate it, lock it, tag it, control the stored energy, and then verify it. Lockout, tag out, tryout. Because putting a lock on something isn't the finish line. Knowing the energy cannot hurt you is. And if you didn't verify it, you didn't prove the isolation. So take the extra minute, check it, try it, verify it, then go to work. Stay safe this week. Look out for the person beside you, and as always, hold the line.